Hello, everybody. Welcome to another I almost said channel audit live stream, but it's not. It's our Wednesday Q&A live stream. Every week, we sit down with you. We talk about some different strategies you can use and apply to your channels right now to help you grow on YouTube. And we take some time to answer your questions. Quite a bit of time. We'll be live for the next 2 hours, give or take. And we're going to be answering your questions as well as, again, showing you all kinds of cool stuff. We're going to focus today on some cool vidIQ tools that you can be using. vidIQ, of course, not just a YouTube channel, but an actual set of tools, a whole suite of tools that you can apply to your channels right now. You can start for free. There's a link down below, 30 days free of all of our tools, or you can just try the free version of vidIQ if you've already taken advantage of that offer. So just some things to note. But before we get into all of that, why don't we welcome Mr. Rob?
Hey, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks, I seem to believe, on Wednesday. So if you do only watch the Wednesday live stream, hello, everybody, once again. We're now here at 1 million plus subscribers. Thank you very much for that. Just had a very frantic moment there, Dan. I don't know if you noticed as the intro was running. I tried to put these balloons back where they were. I haven't really done a good job. Then I knocked over one of the play buttons behind, had to put that up. And then I realized I did not have a beverage at hand. So I disappeared very quickly because it is crucial to be hydrated when you are live streaming. And you will know full well about that, Dan. So everybody, take a sip right now.
I have a problem. My coffee pot broke yesterday. So I had to quickly set up. This is how much coffee accessories I have. I have backups. So I had to set up a cold brew and get that going overnight. And so now I'm drinking that. But then I woke up with like something in my throat, like little sinus thing. So boy, a hot drink sure would be nice. But here I am drinking ice cold coffee, which is delicious. But I
Not
really
only is it coffee
use...
or tea, but it's cold as well. That is like a double jeopardy disaster of a concoction of a drink. Ugh.
I like it. I'm enjoying it. So everybody who's here right now, I want you to vote on this poll that I put up just a minute ago, and it looks like just about everybody has. Are you currently under 1,000 subscribers? Yes or no? It looks like 79% of you are. Now, for those of you who said no, congratulations. There's still plenty of room here, obviously, to continue growing on YouTube. So the strategies we're going over today are not exclusive to being under or over 1,000 subscribers, but we have found that a large majority of our audience, that's the hurdle. That's the place they want to be the most, at 1,000 subscribers at least. So that's, why the title and everything else. Rob, there's a special running right now.
Oh, there so is. Are you letting me deliver what it is?
I was just stalling while I found. Is this? No, that's an old banner.
I think no, that's the old one. That's the old one.
Yeah, it's in the link below though. vidIQ.com/bonus.
That's the one.
There we go. Thank you. So you can save yourself 40% off of 3 months of vidIQ Boost, which is our entire suite of tools. It's going to be what you're going to see us use today. We're obviously on the Boost plan as we're going through the demo portion of today. And then as we're going, please be sure to have maybe a notepad open on your computer or on your tablet. Have maybe a pen and paper, and any questions you think of, write them down, because after we're done going through what we're going through today, we're going to answer your questions. What did I miss?
One more thing, folks. We're currently at 196 likes. I want us, within the next half an hour, to get us up to 275 likes. And if we achieve such a thing, I will reveal some unbelievable news that I've just discovered this morning. But I can't reveal any more than that because I need to create a hook and an intrigue.
Okay. So there you go.
That's even Dan doesn't know what I'm talking about, because we didn't talk about this before the show. He has no idea.
No, we
not a clue.
We've both been very busy, so we had like 5 minutes to catch up before the stream went live. So I have no idea what he's talking about. All right, cool. So what we're showing you today is, I would say, one of the more underutilized features here at vidIQ, at least from myself. I don't find myself using this as much as I should, but every time I do, I'm reminded of how awesome it is. So we're showing you the vidIQ web app. So this is what it looks like. This is for our channel. And what you're seeing in front of you right now is an overview of all the different things that this tool can do. Well, most of the different things that this tool can do. So we'll probably be coming back to this because as we make changes, things will adjust in here. For example, our competitors and our keywords, all of this will adjust as we go. But as you can see here, one thing that's cool to note is the channel stats. You can actually sort this by the last 7 days, the last 30 days, and you can get a good idea of how things are moving. So let's do the last 30 days for the vidIQ channel. And as that loads,
Can
we'll
I
see.
just point out while you're showing the screen, Dan, as well?
Mhm.
If you're thinking, what on earth is this? Like, hang on, you've got all of these these data points and vidIQ. How do I get this?
Mhm.
Then, as long as you're signed into vidIQ, you know, and you're roaming around the YouTube homepage and you're getting all the vidIQ stats, if you go to app.vidiq.com, then you should end up on this screen. So you're going to get all of this extra gubbins and information. So just to clarify where people can get this, app.vidiq.com.
And you want to authenticate your channel as well.
Yes. Which, if you've probably gone through the process, you've probably already done that. But yeah, authentication is always going to help you with us delivering data insights for you. Sorry, Dan, do continue.
No, you're all right. So I wanted to look at channel stats real quick for the last 30 days. We've gotten 1.4 million views, but that's actually a 4.1% decrease in the last 30 days. But we've gotten more watch time, 60,000 hours of watch time, which is a 5.7% increase in watch time. So this is a fun overview to look at to see the performance of your channel. And again, sorting it by the last week, we can see here that recently we've gotten quite a boost of viewership, which is awesome.
You know what
that's
everybody's looking at, Dan? The only statistic people are looking at right now is estimated revenue. I'm like,
Oh.
what? We're 5,000% up? OMG.
That is because we didn't put on the million subscriber live stream, we didn't actually go in and set up a fundraiser like we normally do. So everyone was celebrating by giving us super chats, which is not something we ask for. And now today I did put a fundraiser. Today is Team C's. So if you donate to this live stream, it's actually going to Team C's. I highly recommend. What's wrong?
You know, what I've just realized with the super chats that we earned, what we
Mhm.
could do is, because obviously when you get 1 million subscribers, you get one gold play button, but you can buy more, you know, if there's a team. So I guess what the community have kind of done is funded an extra play button. So Dan, it sounds like you may be able to get a gold play button as well.
I'll put it
for free
somewhere. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Oh,
I appreciate it, everybody. It'll go somewhere. I got to readjust the set. I don't have a great setup right now. We'll figure it out. So that is the channel stats. Ignore the revenue. We don't monetize our videos. Subscriber overview is also a fun one to look at. Top channels your audience subscribes to. And we're going to see a deeper list of this as we go through this today. But some of the other channels that our audience is interested in, which would be great to know for research purposes. We can see the best time to post. Right now, it looks like about 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. is what we're being told the current best time to post is for us. So all of these things we're going to dive a little bit deeper in because, again, this is the overview of what's going on throughout this app. So let's go to the next one right now, which is daily ideas. I'm just going in order here by all the different tools in here. This is our newest tool at vidIQ. We've talked about it quite a bit. You've probably seen it. And this is going to give you 50 ideas if you're on the Boost plan, 50 ideas every single day to help you create more and more content. And it's going to tell you with view prediction here, the potential that some of these ideas could have if you were to make a video on it right now. So some of the ones for us at the moment would be YouTube Studio new update. So this might be something worth looking into. The YouTube Studio is always getting different updates, and it's good to keep up with that and let our audience know. And based on the content we've made in the past, it's telling us this type of video is going to have very high potential. The thing to note about this tool is that you may not want to take this as the title. You certainly can. That's not necessarily what it's for, though. All of these ideas could get us thinking about different approaches to these ideas. YouTube Studio recommended for YouTubers, stuff like this is kind of like, I kind of wonder where it's getting that from. And then we would start to dive a little bit deeper into the actual title of the video. Rob, what would you like to add?
I would say those 3 video ideas, keep that in mind for what I'm going to reveal later on, because we've now surpassed 275 likes. So you will be getting that secret source of information. And it is related to those ideas.
Interesting. So you right now
Interesting.
you'd say daily
What
ideas is right
a
on
tease.
track.
I would say so. Yep. Like literally, I started working on a video this morning that's to do with those top 3 ideas, and I'm going to be finishing off as soon as we end this live stream.
So if Rob had not started that video yet, what he might want to do is dismiss or save these ideas based on how
Yep.
relevant he feels they are. So you can do that from here. You can certainly hit save and it'll go into your saved ideas list. Or you can also use card view. Now, if you're on mobile, you probably recognize this if you're using vidIQ mobile. And it's the same concept. It's all the ideas in list view except presented a different way. I like this way quite a bit. So save, we can save that one. We can save that one because
Swipe
we like
right.
those.
Swipe left.
Secret trick to increase watch time complete for this is also a very good idea. Finally, how to get 4,000 hours. So a lot of how to get more hours. I like all these ideas, but if I didn't, I could hit dismiss. It would go on the dismissed ideas list. As you're using this tool, if you have any feedback for us, please be sure to use the leave feedback button. That goes directly to our team, and it helps us better improve this tool. Yes.
What you can also do, Dan, is if you click on show related videos, I might need to hide myself here down at the bottom of the screen. You can start to do further research on this idea, like why is it suggesting this? What are videos that are on this topic doing? What are the thumbnails like, etc., etc. So that's where this is the catalyst of the idea is the card itself, but then the research begins with the related videos.
Yes. So there you go. And again, if you want to see the related videos here, you just click on the idea itself and the same list pops up. So just 2 different ways to view the tool. So that's daily ideas. You've probably seen all this stuff in the past. If I go to youtube.com real quick, all this stuff lives in YouTube itself thanks to our extension. So here's daily ideas, here's the keyword inspector, competitors. There's a lot of different ways to view this. We like the web app. In this case, we're using that today because it presents the information a little bit differently. You'll notice as we go through this, some of the tools are, because it's our own app, we're able to add even more information, which is always nice. So let's jump over to keywords, and you'll notice it's very blank right now. And that's because we've not added any keywords. So at vidIQ, obviously, we're very interested in helping you grow on YouTube. So one of the ones I was playing with earlier was 1,000 subscribers. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll hit enter. And this is where your keyword research begins. Maybe you've looked at your daily ideas and you've thought of some interesting ideas, but you don't quite have the title nailed down. You don't know exactly what you want to call it because you're not sure what keywords you might want to use in that title, in your description, and so forth. And so this tool, what it does is gives you a place to start. So you think, okay, well, I want to tell people how to get 1,000 subscribers. Let's just try that as a keyword and then go from there. So we can see the keyword we typed in, 1,000 subscribers, but then we can see related keywords as well, such as how to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, how to get 1,000 subscribers. These are all very commonly used. And let's come over here. You see search volume and you see competition. These 2 combined create this score over 100 here. So 59 out of 100. The closer this is to 100, the better in terms of the keyword. And 59 out of 100 is not bad. So if your video is literally titled "How to Get 1,000 Subscribers on YouTube," we're looking at this keyword combination and going, this is not a terrible place to start for a title. We have, let's see, it even counts the number of words, which is always good. You don't want your titles to be too long or too short, honestly. And then on the side here, we see the trending videos that rank really well for the search term 1,000 subscribers. And what we love about the trending videos is that we get to see a lot of information in a very small space. The title and the thumbnail of the video. We get to see who published the video. We get to see how many days ago it was published. And then its current total view count, as well as the best part about this, the views per hour it's getting right now. 167 views per hour on this video posted 8 days ago.
We get an incredible amount of competition from Indian creators in this topic who use English titles, but then speak in another language. That's perfectly fine. That is the norm for, I think, Indian creators. But the one that I'm interested in here is Video Side Hustle. How to gain 1,000 subscribers fast in 2022. That has all of the hallmarks of a typical YouTube education title, like achieving something fast in a particular year, so it's recent, and it's got like 75,000 views, 100 views per hour, and it was published a month ago. That's definitely something that we might be researching, because actually we're thinking of doing a new series of, how to get 1 million subscribers. I think we're going to start from from the very first subscriber all the way up to 1 million. This is my grand crazy idea, and Dan's already been subjected to my first video, and he's probably going to take on the next video. But yeah, this is all part of a research, and through the keyword research, I've learned that getting your first of an achievement in a quick way, and when you can do it, is generally how such titles work. But we may tweak this. We might try and make it a little more emotional. That's something that we're going to play with as we develop this series.
So there you go. This is where it would all start for us too. Keyword research, seeing what's working in this topic right now, seeing all the different creators and the subjects they're tackling that will be of interest to our target audience. So again, so important to know who you're targeting with your videos.
I think what we also want to stress at this point, this is not an exercise in clicking all of these keywords and then just using them as video tags. Yes, it allows you to do that, but that's not necessarily going to make your video much more discoverable. It's the crucial thing here is the thumbnail, the title, and the intro of your video. And that's what you should be focusing on when you do this keyword research. Yes, it's nice to have all of these words to add as tags in 30 seconds at the end of a process. But just remember, again, for keyword research, it's how this is going to work for your title, thumbnail, and intro.
Yes, absolutely. All right. The next one we have on the list is competitors. Now, this one, you'll notice again, not a whole lot going on here, and that's because you have to set this up yourself. The way it works is that you as the creator would go out and you'd find channels that are similar to yours, that are targeting, once you figure out who your target audience is, you're going to look for channels that you're modeling this after. And a good way to think about this is you want to look for channels that are well above where you are now, basically the places you would like to be one day. You want to look for channels that are approaching that. Then you want to look for channels that are right where you are. And then you even want to look at channels who are smaller than yours in terms of subscriber counts. That's what this is mainly going to be based off of. Of course, subscriber count is not the only metric to measure how big a channel is, but it is a good place to start. So the reason you would want that full swath of channels is because you want to see what the top creators are doing to be where they are today. And you want to know if people who are, I want to say under you, but that's like the wrong way to frame it, mentally. The creators who are up and coming, you want to see what they're doing, because if they have a bit of success and they suddenly start to climb the rankings, you want to be knowing what the heck they're doing as well. So a good, healthy mix of channels in here is what I recommend for this tool. It looked like you were about to say something, so I wanted to.
No. Okay. Are we going to maybe add one of these, compare one of these channels then?
Yes. So we can go down the list here. We have video creators, for example. Let's just throw a few Think Media. Let's see, maybe Colin Samir. They talk about
no, don't do that. They're crushing everybody right now. Woo! 30 million views.
All right, fine. Let's see here. Channel makers. Love Nate, Ryan Walsh. Why don't we also throw in here Chris Johnson, someone who is up and coming in the space?
I think he's in the chat as well.
Yeah. So this is a good swath of creators right now. We have people who are doing great. We have us right here, and we have other creators as well. Everyone doing great, but just in terms of their overall, what are we looking at right now? Views. Whew, man. So right now we're on 30 days. Think Media with 5.9 million views.
They have had a viral short. I think that's still in the count here. That they had a short that got like 2.8 million views, if not more. So that has contributed quite a lot. But well played.
Yeah. We can also sort all kinds of metrics here. Subscribers. We can see where we're at in the last 30 days. Think Media's gotten 40,000 subscribers. We're in second place there, in our current list anyway, with 15,000. We can see public videos. So this is the amount uploaded, correct?
Yes, which is about right. We did about 20 a month.
There we go. So look at Chris.
Yeah, he's
7 videos.
He's on it.
Average daily views. So you can see all kinds of different metrics to compare to see how everybody's ranking right now. And if we come down here, we can see the top videos from our competitors. Now we have ourselves checked right now. We can actually uncheck us to get rid of that. Oh, or not.
There's a toggle on the top right corner where it says just scroll up a tiny bit,
Ah,
include my channel.
include.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. So there we go. We can take out our own channel and just get an idea of the actual video. So you're seeing all these metrics and you're sorting through and you're like, where are they getting all these views from? And now we can start to get an idea. YouTube employee reveals the secret to getting views. That's a very clickable title. It's a great thumbnail
Yeah,
from Think Media.
yeah. Nolan's doing a really good job here. I think they're onto something about revealing secrets based on YouTube.
Yeah, and getting to talk to somebody from YouTube, I think is very, very interesting. So we have from this week alone 26,000 views. It's posted 6 days ago. That's probably about the total view count, and then about 40 hours of watch time on that. So
I think views per hour, is that done?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a math person.
No, that's views per hour right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's video velocity.
I thought you were asking me. I'm like, I don't know. Where'd it go? I toggled this and it. Oh, there we go. Okay. You can play with these toggles. Just know when you're doing it is all. I actually watched this one too. The Netflix reveals a secret to getting more views on YouTube. This is Netflix on Twitter talked about thumbnails that they use and data they've gleaned from that. And Nolan shared it and then compared it to how it could be used on YouTube, which was really interesting. So we have one from here from Nate from 3 days ago doing really well, 110 views per hour. So a lot of different things going on. Now, the reason it's so important to know the different channels that are in your space is because this is another way to generate ideas for your own channel. You can look at these and say, okay, all the creators that are targeting the audience I would like to target are making videos about revealing secrets. Again, Nate, I found a secret. That word keeps coming up. And now we're thinking, boy, are there any secrets that I should be looking to reveal myself? What can I learn from YouTube that people aren't talking about? And how can I frame that as, more secrets being revealed so I can get in on this? So that is the competitors tool. I feel like there might be more here, Rob. Is there anything else you want to mention before we move on?
I don't think so. No, I think we've pretty much covered it, as you say. Just to add, if you scroll down a little bit, Dan, you can add, and I scroll up a little bit, stop. So you can add channels directly here from the right-hand side. You just search for a channel and you can add it. When you're watching a YouTube video, you'll see a vidIQ button either on the channel or on the video watch page, and you can add a competitor directly from that button. So it just makes it easier. Sometimes like you're in research mode here and you're obviously searching for channels you want to add, but sometimes you're just randomly watching YouTube and you come across a really good channel and you think, I want to research them a little bit later. Click the vidIQ button and it adds it directly to this list. So keep an eye out for the vidIQ button as you're roaming around YouTube.
There you go. All right. The next tool on our list is called subscribers. This one's really cool. Now you are working on trying to figure out your target audience and you want to know what are some other things my audience likes to watch. Now for us, this tends to be, I would say, Rob, maybe you disagree with me, very random. Because our audience, in my opinion, it's people who are trying to grow on YouTube. They could like anything. When they're watching YouTube, there could literally be anything because creators come in all shapes and sizes, right? So obviously our audience isn't only watching YouTube growth content day in and day out. We're not seeing our competitors here, for example. We can also get an idea for the top channels that our subscribers are subscribing to. And depending on what these channels are, if they are in our space, I would be looking at some of these and going, okay, like maybe I didn't hear of this channel before. It seems like a lot of my audience know who this person is, but I don't. So you can actually learn a lot. For my own channel, I found a lot of creators that way in my space that were making awesome content that I had just no idea. I wasn't looking for them, but my audience.
When we were doing a demo for this, because I've done like a tutorial video for this, and we used a fitness Pilates channel as an example, and like every single trending video and every single top channel was like on point. It was recommending exactly who your target audience. As you say, for us, it's a little more broader. So I guess this is something that you do want to review as soon as you get the tool, if you can.
Yeah. So there you go. And you can also get, again, an idea for best time to post, which is broken down more than we saw it on the dashboard.
Now, as I understand it, we know YouTube has a similar tool, but YouTube only starts to show you this tool as a creator when you have a certain amount of data. And as I understand it, vidIQ's tool is able to extrapolate that data a little faster. So, like on YouTube, you may need like 50,000 views per month or like 1,000 subscribers before you start to see that data. I know for a fact that the vidIQ one is able to do that a little earlier. So it may help channels that are under 100 subscribers and they may be only published 10 to 20 videos. So keep an eye out for that as well when it becomes available to you.
Yes. The last one we're going to look at real quick here is the SEO tab. And there's a couple different ways you can look at this. This is breaking down our videos, telling us different keyword opportunities. This is mostly focused on tags, which, as we know, are falling a bit out of vogue. But keywords themselves are still important. It's cool to use tags, especially when you have vidIQ installed, to use tags for the overall keyword research. Make sure that video is hitting different keywords and maybe the title, the description, even the tags that are relevant to the topic at hand. So, yes.
What it is interesting for is that it shows you how viewers are discovering your content if you haven't used those keywords. So, for example, I forgot to add any tags for our live streams, but people found our live stream by searching for vidIQ. So maybe that will help you going for, like there's some interesting ones here, like best Roblox game 2021. Now there's only one hit on that, but imagine if that came up like we had 200 or 300 hits there. It might influence you to say, I've actually got an untapped audience here. I didn't even realize. Maybe I should think about making a video that's maybe related to that audience in some way. So as you say, it is a legacy tool, but there are still some interesting observations just by how viewers are discovering your content.
Correct. So I didn't want to focus too much on this tool. I just wanted to point out that it's here. Another cool one, though, is channel-wide tags. And the last point I wanted to make about channel-wide tags is these are the keywords that your channel is itself. Like when people are searching, they find your channel through these keywords. This is a good one to dive through. I would say even more so than bulk SEO. Because, again, this gives you an idea of who is currently finding your channel, what they're searching for, making your videos pop up. And it really, again, comes down to channel focus. If you are a gaming channel and you're playing 100 different games, all of different genres, this is probably going to look like a mess for you. But the more focused this is, the better ideas you can get about the types of things people are looking for and what surfaces your videos on YouTube. So that is all the different tools in the vidIQ app. And I want to go back to dashboard and show you again, when you're in dashboard and you've set up your competitors, you get this cool overview here, your competitor performance, and look at who is right next to us right now. Chris Johnson, again, creator up and coming in the space with what I'm assuming is this is subscriber growth, correct? 230%.
I think that would be view count.
This is views. Huh. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Still, fantastic growth there from Chris Johnson. So, if you had your competitors set up, this might be something where you're like, hang on, I've been following this person for a while, and suddenly they've had a big growth spurt here. I need to see what's going on. That's pretty cool. And again, this is also sortable. The last 30 days. There's our shorts channel right there. Ooh, something's going on in the shorts channel. We're getting some extra views over there. Have you been there in a while?
Let me investigate. No, I haven't done anything on that channel. What is going on there?
And you can also use the keyword tool right here. So we can do that search like we did earlier for 1,000 subscribers, hit enter. It brings us straight over to the keyword tool. So the dashboard, great place to be to get an overview of what's going on your channel, the top videos from your channel in the last 30 days. Wow, look at that. Gaming, how to start a gaming channel 2021. That's interesting. 60,000 views. Hey, and 83 views and out. Not bad, Dan. Nice job, me.
Well done, Dan.
I think with that, it's just about time to start our Q&A session.
Oh,
So
it so is. It so is.
let's go ahead and reset here. That's app.vidIQ.com. When you get vidIQ installed, get your channel authenticated, set yourself up with the vidIQ app, and get a deeper dive as you're doing your research for your next video and looking at stats from videos you've already posted to learn more.
All right. Shall I reveal the secret?
Is it time?
This big, huge secret. Sure, why not? We've got 362 likes now, so we've gone way beyond. You've gone above and beyond, as always, community, to reach the milestone so that I can tell you this big secret. And the big secret is actually kind of half revealed in the poll that I put up just a few moments ago. And the question is, can you see the dislike count on the stream? I'm not talking about just the dislike button. I'm talking about the number of dislikes on the stream. 82% of you say yes, but 18% of you are saying no. Why is that? Well, I am going to tell you right now that YouTube have just done something incredible today, literally a couple of hours ago. To reduce targeted dislikes and their impact on creators, especially small creators, you will no longer see the public dislike count on YouTube. Starting today, the dislike button is staying. So that does mean that you can still dislike a video or a live stream, but you as a viewer will not see that count. This was hinted at and tested 6 months ago because I made this video where I encouraged everybody to dislike this video before YouTube removes them. And boy, did you deliver on that one with 7,500 dislikes. Thank you very much. But we won't be able to see that very soon. It's still working for me. It still looks as if it's working for most of you, but I assume by the end of today or within the next 24 hours, you will only see the thumbs down button and nothing else. Now, for creators, you will still be able to see the dislike percentage, I think, in the back end. So I don't think you're ever going to get a full and accurate count anymore, but you will be able to see the dislike percentage there. And Dan, it's over to you because you applauded that. So yeah, give me your thoughts on this, I guess, huge news.
There are mixed results here, mixed feelings in the comments about this right now, which was very interesting. So here's the thing about dislikes. It's been like this since I remember on YouTube. I'm talking 10 years ago, and I was watching people complain during their videos. Like, by the way, the last video I did got like 100 dislikes, but whatever, you're only helping my video because you're engaging with it. I personally think that if I'm the user on YouTube and I dislike a video, just like if you dislike a song on Spotify, you are less likely to hear that song. And I think that's what the dislike button is for. I think it's for viewers to tell YouTube's algorithm, basically, when you surface me this content, I'm not really into it, right? And if that's true, and I don't know if that's exactly how it works, if that's true, when someone dislikes a video, they should see less from that creator or maybe less videos like it. And that doesn't harm you as the creator because you don't want that viewer anyway. They're not enjoying what you're doing. So they're just doing your work for you, basically. So if that's the purpose of the dislike button, this doesn't affect you at all. What it does do when you get a bunch of dislikes on a video is affects you mentally. You're looking at that and you're going, what the heck is going on? And I don't care what anyone says. I'm because I'm this person when it comes to comments and dislikes. I like to think of myself as someone who lets it roll off. But there's always that moment when you see a mean comment or a bunch of dislikes that you doubt yourself a little bit, and you're kind of thinking like, that sucks. You know, like what that person said sucks. The amount of dislikes I'm getting sucks, and it puts you even just for a moment in a place that isn't beneficial at all for creating content. So I think this is the right time to be rendering buttons like that inert, making it so it doesn't matter how many dislikes the video got, because the point of it should be to tell the YouTube algorithm, I don't want to see videos like this anymore. Please stop sending me these. And it should be that simple. As for likes, likes are a great way to tell YouTube I like content like this, and for the creator to know what they're doing is working. I'd rather see a number of likes rather than likes compared to dislikes. If they got rid of the dislike button completely, I think that'd be fine for me, because there's other ways to get YouTube to stop sending you videos. We can even show you on the screen if you want. That's how I feel. I think the dislike button only puts like a mental drain on people in the worst case scenario. In the best case scenario, it's just, who cares? It's useless information to me.
I saw somebody say in the comments, it looks like Rob disagrees with this. So let me give you my thoughts on this.
Okay.
In a perfect world where people rated the quality of a video purely on the video alone, and outside influences, whether it be an opinion of the creator themselves or of the general opinion of the topic at hand, if none of that influenced the way a video is liked or disliked, then I would prefer the dislike number to remain, because it's an actual rating. It's the best rating system YouTube currently has, because they removed the star rating. And it was said in the video that's been published about this that, you know, many other social media platforms don't have dislikes. And while that is true, I think viewers are investing a hell of a lot more time in whether or not to watch a 5 to 10 minute video than they are swiping through posts on feeds, which takes literally seconds. Having said all of that, I think for the creator community at large, by removing the dislike count, they've just disarmed trolls, like in the blink of an eye, pretty much. Although, and I don't want to put this idea in anyone's head, but now I'm going to say it, this might mean that trolls decide to try and bring down videos in another way by using the flag button, because now they don't know how much of an impact their thumbs down are having. They're going to try some other way to maybe dismantle a video's credibility. Now, hopefully YouTube's systems are in place to prevent that from happening. So I would say 89, 90% in favor of this change, certainly from a viewer's perspective. I was going to kick off with the fact that it's now really hard to find the dislike metrics in the studio, but after doing a bit more research, you can do it. I thought for a second that it was now impossible to get the dislike count in the mobile app, but you can do that by going to the engagement metrics, because YouTube have just radically improved the studio in the mobile app, so you can now do that. I guess the one place that it's been missing and has been missing for ages is that the dislike button has always been hidden in community tab posts, and it's also hidden to creators, so you have no idea if your community posts are actually a positive thing or a negative thing. But that's a minor point.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good thing. I think some people are going to kick off for it for a few weeks, and then they'll have forgot it even existed. And you are right. There used to be a star system in place. YouTube still has that in a very small sense with surveys, which some people fill out, some people don't. And yeah, I guess, Dan, there is that interesting question of, do dislikes have an impact on a recommendation system? If they do, then there is going to be a monumental shift, perhaps, in how content is displayed to viewers. Because if people are no longer using that thumbs down button, then maybe they're going to get recommended content that before they try to get rid of with a thumbs down, and they're not using it anymore because they don't feel as if their vote counts, so to speak. But I don't know. I assume YouTube has already figured this out. We don't know how valuable likes and dislikes truly are in the recommendation system, and we never will.
I don't know if they are at all, because, I mean, one example, Nintendo just achieved the most disliked video on YouTube because they came out with a new online service that people have been trying to find any way they can to tell Nintendo, we don't want this. Like, no. It's a more expensive online package that doesn't offer, people feel like, enough for the price. So the video announcing it got, I think, the most dislikes by the last time I heard. And that has not impacted me as a fan of Nintendo announcements to stop like I still get all their announcements. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how many
Yeah.
dislikes one of their videos get. Doesn't like I not at all. You know, it's just there it is. We know that Dan likes these, so we'll just keep serving them to him.
You know that video that has 8,000 dislikes versus 1,500 likes? You know, so it's this one that I made a couple of months ago. It still got gained as 116 subscribers. And now YouTube's surfacing this video again because people are searching this dislikes thing. So it's been discovered externally somewhere. Yeah, that's what I wanted to reveal to you. And I'm making a video about this right now, and I'm going to try and get it out this afternoon, hopefully, because that's the type of thing we do at vidIQ. We react to news stories as quickly as we can.
Yep.
So maybe stick around about 4 p.m., 5 p.m. today, because I want to try and release it today.
Well, there you go. So if you have questions about that, if you have questions about our thoughts on it, if you have questions about your own channels, now is the time. We're opening it up to Q&A. The way it works, hashtag question for your question helps us discern if you're talking amongst yourselves or directing a question at us. And then what we do is we go through chat and we just answer as many as we can over the next hour and 15 or so minutes. That's kind of the time we have now. Yeah, really curious to see what you guys have to say, especially after that announcement. I did not know that was happening today. That's really cool. Personally, I'm excited about that. But, you know, we'll see.
I think there should have been a little bit more warning from
Hmm.
YouTube. I know they told us that they were testing this, but then to go from testing it to say, right, we're doing it today, I feel that's a little sudden. You know, at least with abbreviated sub counts, we got like a 3-month warning. I feel as if maybe YouTube should have said, okay, in like 2 or 3 weeks, this is what's going to be happening. But again, a minor thing.
I mean, it could prompt the dislike trolls to go on one last
Yeah,
hurrah.
that's a good point, actually. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
good point. Good point, actually.
yeah, I what I don't like is when I'm live streaming separately from here, a lot of people in my chat love to get really upset when they see dislikes. They're like, who disliked the stream? And it's very distracting because other people in chat notice that comment was made and then they start getting upset. And I'm just trying, I don't care. I literally don't care. So I just ignore that whole conversation to get us back on track. But it happens every single live stream. So that's another reason I'm like, I'm glad that's gone. I don't want people to know how many people disliked because I don't care that they disliked.
Objectively speaking, dislikes are neither a good thing or a bad thing, but they empower the wrong people. And
Yes.
I guess that's why the change has been implemented.
Yes. All right. Unless it comes up as a question, we'll get off the topic. It's just I'm very passionate about this stuff. Mental health and creating are very they're like this. So that's why I get so amped up. All right. Here we go. We're gonna quietly look for questions.
Quietly look. I'll tell you why you're looking for a question, Dan. I've actually put something in the poll here because I'm curious. We were just experimenting and playing with to force people to subscribe to get to 1 million subscribers at the weekend, turning on subscriber chat only for the Q&A section. So I'm just asking the people, you know, I've always thought we shouldn't do it because I just want this to be an open forum for questions. But I'm asking, and the voting here is 59% yes, 49% no. So I'm going to let that run for another 5-10 minutes. And if it remains subscriber chat only, then I may turn it on just as an experiment.
Here's a question. For those of you voting no, I want you to use a separate hashtag called subchat, okay? SUBCHAT. Use a separate hashtag and then give us your reasoning as to why you don't want us to turn subscriber chat on. I'm very curious to see some thoughts on why that would bother you. All right. Going into questions, though. Here we go. YK404 Gaming asks, if I take a break of 1 month and then my 1 year of view duration goes below 4,000 hours, does YouTube cancel the partner program for it?
No, I think. So I'm assuming that you're already in the YouTube partner program, right? Is that how you interpret it, Dan? That they're already in the YouTube partner program and they're currently above 4,000 hours of watch time, but the word that if you take a break, it's going to go under it and they get removed from a YouTube partner program. That's how I'm interpreting the question.
I kind of wonder if they mean, do they lose hours going, like, they're trying to get into the partner program, but they need to take a break and they're worried they're going to lose a bunch of hours if they stop. I think that
the answer is yes. Right. I've been racking my brain for the 2 years on how to describe this the easiest way.
It's a tough one.
So here we go. I'm going to try again, and I want to put myself full screen here. How do I do that? I'm looking at the keys, and I don't know how to do that. Oh, is it solo layout? No. Do I just have to press that? All right, folks. So whatever today's date is, go back 365 days, and anything that's been watched on your channel counts. You can go to the monetization screen on the YouTube Studio, and it will tell you exactly how many watch hours have been watched on your channel. And if I say anything else, then I start to overcomplicate it. So yeah, if let's say this channel, like 11 months ago, got tons of views on something, then in the next month, all of those watch time hours are going to expire. So yes, it will affect you in that sense. Now, if you're already monetized, then you don't need to worry about it. Once you're accepted into the YouTube Partner Program, YouTube is more interested in whether you have an active account rather than exactly how many watch time hours you're getting. So it does say in their support pages, if you don't post anything, either a video or on the community tab in 6 months, then YouTube has the right to remove you from the YouTube Partner Program, but that doesn't necessarily mean they will do.
Question here from Koifish Gaming, regular viewer. YouTube thinks my channel name is a spelling mistake for koi fish. How popular do I have to become for that to change?
I mean, is that a bad thing or is it a good thing? You know, this is the weird thing where actually tags are supposed to be really, really useful because you use tags for misspellings of your names. And another funny thing was whenever I searched for Jake Fellman for a good couple of months, it misspelled him as Jake Feltman or something. It was definitely misspelling his name for quite a while. And Jake Fellman has, I think he had millions of subscribers at that point. So it took a lot to correct it.
I just saw a $20 donation to Team C's. So
hey, thank you.
I don't know if that'll show up in our chat here. I don't think it will, but
I don't think it does. No, and I think it goes in another place.
So I'm gonna keep looking for questions, but I'm gonna see if anyone's answered my sub chat question as well as I'm scrolling through this. I'm looking for that hashtag. I thought I saw a couple, but it could be way up in chat history by now. I mean, I gotta refresh it. Got it. Chris Johnson for you, Rob.
They are, well, I mean, they are available for merch. Just go to Walmart and buy some great fingerless gloves, and there you go.
Crudely use a Sharpie to draw vidIQ on
them. So no, they are not officially available. Do press the dislike button, you cretin.
Okay. So I'm not seeing, no one's answering my question as to why you wouldn't want subscriber only chat.
Then I'm turning it on.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Here, some people might not yet buy into your value proposition, and asking a question, even for others in chat, might help them buy it. So I think this person's saying you can't just turn on sub chat because you haven't given people the reason to subscribe yet. They haven't been around long enough.
Well, I guess my counter argument to that particular thought is that you've been watching us for 50 minutes now in a live stream. I would say that's probably enough time for you to decide whether or not you want to be engaged with the community enough to post messages if we turn this on. But that's just my opinion. Welcome to disagree with that.
Because it doesn't prevent you from watching the stream and making that determination. Yeah. Because I don't think it's fair for people who are subbed to, so I mean not subbed in this case, to be left out of the chat. So just for everyone's clarity, this would only enable subscribers to chat. And the way I have it set up on my own channel is subscribers of any duration, meaning like you don't have to be subscribed for more than a second before you can use the chat. And it's what I like about it personally is it's kind of like a built-in call to action, you know, like, oh, I'm not subscribed to this channel yet. And I've only gained subscribers having it on myself. No one's complained about it either. Hey, I had to subscribe to yell at you, you know.
So here's what I'm going to do then. Let's test this. I'm going to turn it on. We're going to make it one minute. So 1 minute after you subscribe, you can comment because that's a minimum I can do it for. So I will save it. So that's now in place. We have 292 people watching right now. So if there's a massive abandonment of this live stream, that's going to tell me that maybe we should leave it off. But what we're doing right now is empowering people who want to troll us and just abandon us for like 10 minutes and then say, oh, how did that change? But now the number's gone up to 304. So I don't know, that seemed to work.
I feel like everyone should be able to talk for free, King Young says. Now, King Young, I want you to know, subscriber, maybe you're thinking of Twitch, subscribing on YouTube is free. Anyone can do that. There is a members only chat option that you can do. We don't have channel memberships on this channel though, so we wouldn't use that anyway. But this feature, I think, derived from places like Twitch, where you can turn on subscriber only chat if your chat is getting really rowdy and you want to continue engaging with somebody, but you want to get the riffraff out. YouTube gave us the option. You could do just subscriptions, which are free, or you can even make it for your members. I think it's a really cool feature. But yeah, that's why we're kind of talking about it, because there's not really a jury out on this yet. So it's interesting to get your thoughts on this. All right. Refreshing the chat now.
I've got one here, Dan.
Yes.
Tips for VR channels. So I think this is a good question, because this is an exploding consumer products. Like, I just invested in VR in the last year and I'm really enjoying it. And I think, the Quest 2, I think, is that breakthrough product that's making it so accessible for a lot of people now. So what I would be suggesting you do is making content that introduces VR to completely new people. I think what I worry about is that I'm seeing some VR channels which have there's like 3 or 4 that are just huge and are massively dominating this space already, because they were already established 2 or 3 years ago. And they have all of the experience and all of the technology in order to start really educating people. So yeah, I think if you're getting into a space, you try and do something complete beginner stuff, maybe focus on the Quest 2 because it's so accessible. But those are just my general thoughts. But I know, Dan, you've spoken about this a little bit before. I guess another angle is because I think people immediately associate VR with gaming. That seems to be the two things that join together. Are there burgeoning areas of VR that's not necessarily connected to gaming, where you can find your space and find a bit of a niche audience, at least to begin with?
Yeah, I think my biggest thing with VR is that I don't have the Quest 2. So like mine is kind of a pain in the butt to set up, because I don't want it sitting plugged in all the time. Having it plugged in keeps it as like a third monitor, and it messes with my whole system. So I have it unplugged. I have it on a shelf up here, and I only bring it out if I'm like in the mood to use it now, which is rare because I have to set it up. So if I had more of a reason to do that, I might be a little more willing to do that. So I think on the one hand, like, it helps to know what VR games are coming out. I'm not really keeping up with it. So I think a VR channel, maybe if you were thinking of doing variety, that you want to be on the cutting edge, right? You like show people the games that are coming out. Also, give me more of a reason to have it plugged in more often. If there are other applications for VR that are beyond gaming and I can use it for other things, that would be something to cover as well. These are all different avenues. You wouldn't do all of these. You would just kind of pick the one you're most interested in. You could cover one game, but the problem with VR games, and this might have developed over the last couple of years, but the problem I've always seen is that there's so many games that don't give you enough to really dive in the long term. You know what I mean? Like you usually play something in VR, and then after a few weeks, you're on to the next thing. There's a lot of very small games in terms of
impressive technical demos.
Yes, thank you. So it's, there's a lot of different routes you can go with it. I think it's still it's nowhere near as competitive as PC gaming on YouTube. Let's put it that way.
I've just done a search here for VR, and these are videos in the last week. So you can see that the majority of the channels here are already pretty well established, millions of subscribers. There's one here with 20,000 subscribers ranking VR games. So there is still opportunity here. But yeah, this feels like there's a very strong stranglehold already on this VR space. I guess it makes sense. These early adopters to VR are probably very connected to technology and understand, and the creators in that technology space understand YouTube, and they're already establishing themselves. So I think this audience is only going to get bigger. Probably in the next 2 to 3 years, the audience for VR content is probably going to triple or quadruple. So I think there's still opportunities there. And so start now. I would say get in there as quickly as possible.
Yeah. But now's a good time to be like messing around with it, trying to figure out where you fit in. I mean, uh, uh, you could even do a channel similar to our friend Octorius, right? They have a PlayStation
Yeah,
4 channel.
that's a good idea.
You could talk about all the different things related to VR as a hardware, and maybe software updates and things like that. Like, one thing I would love to know is like a deep dive on why people get motion sickness. I don't get motion sickness in any other context. I've never had motion sickness in my life until I put on a VR headset and played the wrong game. For me, it was Minecraft. I got into VR Minecraft and I wanted to move around, and I used the joystick to walk forward. I was done. That was it. I was so dizzy. Like, it's something about the movement, the unnatural movement. Like, your head feels like it's moving, but nothing else actually physically is. It just messed me up. You know what I mean? So, how to get over VR, motion sickness, how to combat it, things like that.
Question from Jennifer Rowland. Do shorts get monetized? Yes, but forget everything you've ever heard about the YouTube Partner Program, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours, etc. Shorts monetization has nothing to do with any of that. Focus on getting millions of subscribers on shorts, and then you may be sent an email from YouTube saying, hey, you've got a shorts bonus payment of between $100 and $10,000. We've made a couple of videos on this, so do check them out. So yes, shorts are monetized, but not in the way that you probably understand YouTube monetization up to this point.
I'm going to turn on slow mode. I'm noticing a lot of repeat questions. Guys, got to give us some time to get to your questions, please. So I'm going to do slow mode for 45 seconds just to keep us going. Now, that doesn't mean repost your question every 45 seconds. We stop the chat for some time, and then we refresh it. So you're free to ask more than once, just within reason, please.
I just saw this one question. Advice for a channel that has a very small niche, e.g. my channel on licensed NFTs on VV. Okay, that does sound quite niche. So I guess what I would be suggesting here is that I, as a complete layman, I think my understanding of NFTs goes as far as this: non-fungible tokens. See, I can't even pronounce it. There are probably many people who are wanting to understand the very basics of NFTs right now. In the same way that 2 or 3 years ago, there were many people wanting to try and understand VR. So I would be thinking that you could probably do some very basic beginner stuff, like, what is an NFT, like 5 steps to buying an NFT, etc., etc. But you can use VV as your example. So your entry point is just NFTs in general in terms of tutorials and conversation, but you can use VV as your example. And Dan, great example here of how this is a potential channel, this has great potential, this area, because the channel there with 3,000 subscribers, 500 views in the first hour, and it's top of the search rankings.
Yeah.
While this may be a very small niche, I think there's a disproportionate supply versus demand, in that there's enough of an audience demanding information on this content and not enough creators to supply it. So I would be really drilling down and getting out as much content as possible to support this video topic. Good find, Dan.
Yeah, well, all I did was type in VV, and what I would say is that I didn't know. I've never heard of this. I don't follow NFTs. I don't really know anything about them for the most part. So maybe that's just me, but it kind of also reminds me that sometimes your audience doesn't know what they don't know. So also making content that is a good entry point into this. Like, you could be interested in NFTs, but maybe you've never heard of this before. So you might want to make a video for that crowd as well. Just kind of an interesting space to be in. But vidIQ's tool here really likes this as a search term, just VV alone. Videos are getting recycled at the top of search rankings often.
Yeah.
channels
Yeah,
who
what? Let's top 3 in the last 12 hours. Is that right? Blimey.
yeah, channels with less than 10,000 subscribers dominating the space. So a lot of different potential here for growth, I would say.
This looks ripe for a channel to become the authority on VV NFTs.
Yeah. So I guess you asked for advice. Look through these, see which ones are really standing out for folks, and make similar content. Work on the thumbnails. I think like I don't think this is a great thumbnail. We got the views here, streamed 21 hours ago, quite a bit of views, decent subscriber count. I think in this space, there's like I like this thumbnail. This one's pretty good. I think in this space there is like Rob said, it's ripe, and there's definitely a need for stronger thumbnails.
I'm not seeing any dollar amounts. Like, surely people should be putting in dollar amounts of like how much they've made or lost or the cost of things.
Right. So there you go. Interesting space. Did not know this was a thing.
Trade responsibly.
Yes.
This live stream, as regards to NFTs, is for entertainment purposes only.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not entertained? There we go.
All right. But I mean, this creator obviously targeting a very specific audience, which is what we say to do. So always good to do that research. All right. Some interesting questions coming in here.
Yeah, I had the classic one here for you, Dan. If I can find it. Debula.
Okay.
Debula.
What to do when a game isn't popular anymore?
Yeah.
I'm also running out of content ideas because the game is 7 years old. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely relate to all of that. I'm trying to think of like a good answer, because there was a time earlier in my journey here at vidIQ where I was very solid on what to do, which was pivot to a similar game. But in my own testing and my own experience since then, I've now become more wishy-washy, because I can't exactly say what the best approach is. Because for me, if I was doing a channel that was focused purely on one game, right, and that game lost popularity, I might think about a second channel, a new channel, not even a second channel, literally just moving to a new channel. But it depends. So if the next game you want to move to is painfully similar to the original, and you're losing views anyway, doesn't hurt to test out a few videos on that new game on the same channel. But if you're finding that it's just not going too well, maybe new channel, and then you leave that audience on the old channel, maybe a community post or something. When you're ready, you could say, by the way, if you've been looking for me, I'm on this other channel now. I don't know what you think about that, Rob, but I'm still struggling with the right answer to that question. But the moral of the story is, when your game is running out and you see it and you're ready to pivot, it's akin to starting over, new channel or not, which is why there's no pain in starting a new channel, in my opinion. It's just like, oh, well, okay, here we go again.
We're not doing channel audits, but sorry, I was distracted because I was looking at a channel in the background. Yeah. And I think the game that they're focused on is Subnautica. That's presumably quite an old video, a game. But what I've been doing in the last couple of weeks is introducing this character. I don't know if it's theirs or from somewhere else, Snotty Boy Glow Up Memes, and they're importing that character into different games, whether it be Phasmophobia or I think Subnautica as well. And they're getting hundreds of thousands of views. Mm-hmm. So they're figuring out some solutions to their gaming issue. And these aren't shorts, by the way. These are short videos because they're all in landscape, but they are less than a minute. So it sounds like, Debula, you are figuring it out. In that you're going in a slightly different direction.
They did say they're running out of ideas, so maybe they're like, this meme is like it's running its course for them. In terms of, because a week ago that video that was posted, compared to the other ones, isn't doing too great. So
see what, because surely as you were creating this content, you'll have been aware of other channels doing similar things to you, covering this game to its its core. What have they done? How have they pivoted? And you may get some clues there as well.
Yeah, Subnautica is a survival, open world survival game. So there's a lot of options there. Uh,
Is
yeah,
popularity in the game waning? Because I mean, Minecraft is still as strong as ever, and I still see many Subnautica game videos popping up.
yeah. It's hard to say. You want to do that. You want to be sure about that. You want to be sure it's fading. You could try other styles of Subnautica content too. Maybe the way you were covering the game, it was just in need of a refresher. So could be a number of things. If you do pivot to something else, though, again, that's you're basically starting over. Whatever you do, new channel or not, go into it accepting that fact. I'm targeting a new audience now. Hopefully some folks from the last audience come along for this journey, but effectively that audience, this type of content is retired. And that's just a good mindset place to be in.
You did that, Dan, didn't you? At the start of this year, you kind of unshackled yourself from the channel that you were on. And all right, it took 3 to 6 months to get it up to speed, but now it's as strong as ever. It's from what you learned from your first channel, it seems cleaner. Your target audience is much better. And I guess you're reaping the rewards. Well, maybe not the rewards, because we know what type of channel it is and how getting revenue from it can be a little tricky.
There's a very bleak future for that channel. Like I can see it coming. Like there is a point where I will need to decide the same thing for myself, pivot the channel, start something new, or just, quit for a bit, which is, I have a full-time job. It's a fun hobby for me. So I can put it aside, and then when I'm ready, start a whole new channel on a whole new subject. But yeah, it's definitely like my channel will run a course. It's definitely going to. I don't know when, but it definitely will. As for the original channel, one of the reasons I didn't put this content on that is because I've talked about this in the past. I harbored a community of people who I knew wouldn't like the new content, and I didn't really like hanging out with them anymore because there were so many people that channel brought in that were impacting me negatively mentally. Like there was a lot of negativity built into that community. So it was nice to just be a new person, start over, reset. I learned so much about community building thanks to that.
So we're at 270 concurrent viewers. So maybe we've lost 10 people to the live stream. That just seems like normal ups and downs of a live stream. And the sub chat conversation is still at 60-40. So I'm going to leave it on for a little bit longer. There doesn't seem to be any huge backlash that we've got it on. But we still welcome questions on the topic.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how that goes. It'd be interesting to compare this live stream to other ones in terms of subscribers gained.
This is a good question because I'm not 100% sure on the answer. How does a live stream count towards watch time? Does it count the live element or just a recorded video from the stream? Now, as far as I'm aware, but I could be completely wrong about this, I think in the past, the live stream element did count towards watch time, but I don't think it does anymore. I think it's the replay of the live stream hours that count. So it's very important that your live stream is left public to get hours. But I could be wrong about this. I mean, I'm going to bring up the support stuff in the background, and I'll show you how it's unclear.
I've heard mixed opinions on this too. I can say I took my channel, which started with shorts, and started live streaming on it, and that's how I got my 4,000 hours. But it definitely wasn't taking into account the hundreds of hours that each stream got in the moment. It was always, it seemed, after the fact, because I would check the next day that little meter that runs up towards 4,000, and it would barely move. And I'm like, but I got hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
And it didn't move. So I think you're right. I think it is after the fact. People rewatching on the stream, coming back who didn't catch it live. So keep your streams public. People will watch.
Right. So
it still got me to 4,000 hours.
What does valid public watch hours mean? Live streams that are unlisted, deleted, or not converted to VOD So it doesn't explicitly say whether the live stream aspect of the hours count or not. It's ambiguous.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, it's a great way to get your channel to 4,000 because the people who do watch those videos are like your number one fans, and they watch those streams through. And the reason they're doing that is because they keep it on another screen while they're doing other stuff. So it's not like another video where they're actively looking for new videos constantly and they're clicking on other ones and clicking off. Like if they're watching your stream, they're committed to it and they're gonna watch several minutes, if not the whole thing.
You would think with YouTube pushing live streaming a lot, especially with that video that they published and gaming live streaming, that the hours would count, but still a little bit of ambiguity there. And I guess just going back to that question earlier on, Dan, about hours. So if we'll send you a channel for review once you meet the valid public watch hours and subscriber threshold. So it doesn't matter if your subscriber or watch hour count drops below the threshold while waiting for review. If you've met the threshold and applied for YPP, we'll still review your channel for suitability. But here's what I was talking about earlier on. YouTube does reserve a right at its discretion, so it's not a definite yes or no, they will do this, to remove monetization from channels if a channel is inactive and has not uploaded or posted community posts for 6 months or more. I will tell you that I have a channel, my old channel, that I have not posted anything on for 3.5 years. I think apart from one community post when I saw this, and I just wanted to post something and say, hello, I'm still here, but I'm just not posting anything. And it's still just doing its thing and earning a little bit of passive income. Yeah. And so I think it's very rare and unusual that YouTube would remove a channel from the YouTube partner program, unless it was literally getting zero views and 0 hours.
They got to give themselves an out, you know. I grabbed this question because it's very similar to what we're just talking about here. Advice for game streaming channels below 1,000 subscribers. I've been streaming for a year, no growth, stuck at 600. I'm guessing subscribers. So this is a good time to be streaming on YouTube. YouTube is actively trying to build out their streaming platform, and they just did a blog post where they're introducing over the next year more features similar to ones that Twitch and other platforms have. So you're in, I would say, as a biased YouTube lover of YouTube, you're in the right place. That said, live streaming channels they need to work similarly to any gaming channel on the platform. You're building up a specific audience, right? So you want to be playing either a game or a game that is like, you want to play games that are similar to one another, basically that attract the same audience. So every time you go live, you have a chance of making sure that the viewers who just met you recently come back to watch that stream. Another channel you could look at, and they give a lot of Twitch advice, but they also just give a lot of really good live streaming advice, is called Stream Scheme. And this guy's awesome. He has a lot of excellent advice. One of my favorite things that he said was that if you want your live stream to grow, and that means like have people engage with it, stay the whole 4 hours you're going to stream or whatever it is, you want to give your stream a goal. So if you're naming your stream, I play Minecraft for 4 hours, that's not a goal. That's not anything. But if you call your stream, beating the Ender Dragon on hardcore mode, that has an implication of some stakes, right? Like you're not going to stop streaming until you beat the Ender Dragon. You know what I mean? So give your stream a goal. Make it clear to the audience when they come in, oh, cool, this is what's happening today. They don't need to get in the chat and ask, what are you doing today? Make it super, super clear.
How do we do that for vidIQ, Dan? I'm just curious. Like, should we do a live, like when we're not doing a topic, should we do a live stream where it's, we're trying to get 500 likes in this live stream, which we've just done, by the way, which is awesome. I don't know, maybe it should be, we're trying to get 150 subscribers through this live stream. Can you help us? Feels a bit, I don't know, like what's in it for the viewer. If we
right.
That,
we need to be something that the viewers be, interested. We're going to get one channel to 1,000 subscribers today. You know what I mean? And like the other thing,
let me just find one that's got 996 subscribers right now.
The other thing he explains is that even if you don't meet that goal, whatever that goal is, it's okay. Like the point of the stream is that you're working towards it. And in some cases, people like to give themselves a punishment if they don't meet the goal. And Mr. Beast is a good example of this. Like if we don't get to this thing in the game today, someone has to eat a spoonful of mustard, right? Like they always do those kinds of things, kind of give it a side plot, right? So those are just some ideas to keep your viewers engaged while you're streaming. And in terms of growth, be consistent in what you're playing. But if you're bouncing around from all these different genres of game, it's going to be really tough to build an audience who knows, oh, that's my favorite live stream. They always play my favorite games.
Michael Roberts Film is now the best time to start a YouTube channel. I have noticed my views have decreased and my subscribers have increased. Okay, it feels as if it's two somewhat separate questions here. To answer the first question, the best time to start a YouTube channel was 10 years ago. The second best time to start a YouTube channel is today. The worst time to start a YouTube channel is tomorrow. So I will answer that first question.
While you do that, can I take a very quick break?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead. Dan's taking a break. There he goes. He's off. And so to answer the second question, because it sounds like you've already started a YouTube channel, have you investigated why your views are decreasing? Because you are not alone in this. No channel is immune from peaks and troughs. The vidIQ channel has seen a decrease in views recently, but of course an increase in subscribers, because subscribers are not a reflection of channel health or channel growth. They are a moment in time when somebody pressed a red button, but that doesn't mean there is a guarantee that they will watch future content. Your engaged viewers, your return viewers, people who are coming back to watch your content, that is a reflection of your channel health. Now, it may be in your particular topic, your viewers' habits have changed because of the time of year or because their interests are changing. Like in September and October, view counts for a lot of channels will go down or shift to different times of a week. For example, children going back to school, or parents, or just people generally being busy as we work towards the Christmas months, the holiday season. People just tend to be busier this time of year, so they have less time to watch YouTube, or they may watch at different times. So these are all things that you need to take into account when you're asking the question, the simple question of why are my views going down. And so here at vidIQ, we've looked at the data and we're thinking how we can change this. And I think what we're kind of doing right now is we're almost in this retooling phase where, because views are down a little bit and we know the audience is perhaps a little more busy at this time of year, or, it's the end of a global pandemic, not as many people are wanting to start their YouTube channels. We are experimenting with different aspects of our content to try and improve click-through rate and audience view duration, so that when the audience starts to come back onto YouTube, which is likely in January and February, then we are better equipped and we have better content to meet the demands of those viewers. Did I talk for long enough, Dan, to you to suitably have your break?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Good thing there's two of us here. All right. Thank you for your questions. We're still here for quite some time answering them. Let's see. And by the way, it's okay that if you're somebody who has over 1,000 subscribers, you're more than welcome here. We did address that earlier, but it's all about your next goal after 1,000. So happy to help. And yeah, nothing we're saying is exclusive to people under 1,000 subscribers. Like this person here says, okay, I'm not under 1,000 subscribers, but I have a question. I'm growing like crazy, but I'm running out of content to do. What should I do? I don't want the channel to die out.
So running out of content to do, eh?
Now we're both looking, aren't we?
I always find that hard to believe that a channel can run out of content. Because through my own personal experience, I was able to make 150 plus videos on how to record your iPhone screen. That something that should take one video, I was able to stretch it out because I just consumed every single angle of the topic, every single update, every single viewer response, every single change in my own understanding of this topic. And because I was passionate about the topic, if you can believe that, ideas were just always coming into my head. But maybe that's a bit of an elitist opinion, just because for whatever reason I have that innate gift for being able to come up with ideas just at the drop of a hat.
Well, sometimes it takes a second set of eyes, and just looking at the channel here. Again, we're not doing channel audits, but it just to get you thinking. So this person is doing a lot of game development live streams.
Yeah.
I would recommend better thumbnails on these because gaming is a very visual medium, and we're looking at a black thumbnail with some white text on it. So definitely think about improving these. But what you're doing is you're creating hours worth of content where you're doing something very technical. You're probably demonstrating a lot of value in these. Can you take clips of these and show people using those clips different tricks, reuse the content basically? So now you're making a video on demand, a 10-minute video from your 1-hour live stream where you show how to do a certain thing, because this person's other videos here, how to add a character to Psych Engine, et cetera, et cetera. Like, so you're already doing these how-tos, already kind of teaching people the art of game development. So these live streams seem to do well, and they can improve even better if you use some of that content again as tutorial style videos. So that could be one route you take. As somebody who makes things like games, you kind of never run out of ideas as long as you kind of are working on something like a game. You're creating something from nothing. That's so cool. Like I feel like that maybe you're overwhelmed by the sheer amount of things you can do. It's hard to say.
What is Psych Engine? Is that a game that they're modding, or is it their own game that they're?
I think Psych Engine is probably a place where it's a Psych Engine no coding tutorial. So it looks like a game development platform where you don't need to know programming to make games, which is probably still very technical.
Psych Engine, eh? Also, this looks like another. I'm just going to show a screen for a second. Another ripe area of content. There is more demand than there is supply, but you can just look at all of these videos that are on YouTube right now and remake them in your own image, so to speak. For example, can you tell people how to unlock every Psych Engine achievement in less than 13 minutes? You can watch this video and say, this video here with like 9,000 subscribers, we've got 300,000 views. Wow. Is there a way I can make this better?
Yeah.
Look at the opportunity here. Like 1,000 subscribers, 200,000 views. No wonder your channel's blowing up.
Yeah. I guess the simple advice that can apply to anybody here is that if you feel like, wow, this thing I'm doing is really good, but I'm worried I'm going to run out of places to take it, look at what other people are doing. Look at other people in the space, maybe add them to your competitors list if you have the vidIQ tool installed, and keep an eye on them. But that is going to give you a lot of different bits of inspiration. Also, Reddit, if there's a subreddit for this community, you'd be amazed at just scrolling through that and reading about some of the stories people share, some of the problems they're facing. You'd be amazed at how many videos ideas you can think from spending an afternoon on Reddit, the subreddit community of the thing you do on YouTube. There's a lot of different ways. You want to, again, you're trying to focus your content for an audience. So who's your audience? Are you trying to teach people how to use Psych Engine? And if that's the case, it looks like there's a lot you can be doing.
Got a question here from Chris Johnson. Thank you, by the way, for the very kind video message you posted on Twitter. Many people said thank yous and whatnot, and I just didn't know how to say thank you to all of them without forgetting somebody. So I kind of just did a blanket thank you on Twitter. Anyway, back to the question. Does answering comments directly from your video page and pausing it affect your CTR when you close it afterwards? So my guess is that you click on the video and you see some comments and you reply to them. By doing that, are you impacting your own metrics? And my response always to this type of thing, it's the same as if I ask a question in a comment, which forces the original commenter to come back to the video to respond to the comment. It means they've opened the video, but they've probably not watched it again. You're worrying too much about the very, very fine details of YouTube analytics. I don't think anything like this would have any impact whatsoever on the potential success of a video in the long term. I would also ask why you're just not using the YouTube Studio to reply to comments. I guess it's maybe because you're getting a notification and then you're clicking on that notification. You know, like, I mean, if I click on notifications here and you see a comment and you click on it, oh, I can reply directly from here. So yeah, I don't know why you would be jumping into the video itself to reply to it when you've got the studio in the background.
I always use the studio.
Yeah. But yeah, I think anything like that, where you're worried that an action from one viewer on a particular scenario is maybe going to affect click-through rate or average view duration, you're worrying too much about the infinite number of details on the metrics in the videos. Because there's going to be 50 to 100 people who are not doing that are going to have far more influence on signals being sent to YouTube. And YouTube probably knows this. They've probably done studies on like how going into a video just to post a comment, even though we're not watching it, impacts average view duration, and they probably have it somehow, it's discounted or something. I mean, I'm going into conjecture here, but YouTube probably is aware of such things like this.
I have a bunch of good questions just in a row here.
Go on, let's do it. Come on.
First one is, I have trouble choosing what game to play on stream. I don't know what to do. So the number one answer to this question is, what's the game you love the most out of all your choices? The game you know the most about, the game you feel like you could play for the longest period of time without getting tired of it. I'm not talking about in one stream. I'm talking about throughout your channel's lifespan. That's where you want to start. Start with your strong suit. Start with the game you know the most. And then ask yourself, are people out there still watching content on this game in any context? And then start doing the research. And then if you find, nope, apparently Donkey Kong Country 2 is not what people are playing anymore.
Damn.
Then you can go in and start looking through your other games that are similar to it, but always play what you love. If you're asking this question, my fear here is that you're asking it for the wrong reasons, because you're trying to figure out, what's the game I could play that's going to grow? What's the game that's going to grow the best on YouTube? That's the wrong mindset. The game that's going to do the best is one that is relevant and that you love, because you're going to be able to demonstrate a lot of value in that game. You're going to struggle to run out of ideas because you just love it so much. So you're constantly thinking of new videos. Just like Rob had all these ways of filming your iPhone home or iPhone screen. This is a topic he was passionate about, and a topic he enjoyed, and a topic that apparently you can make an entire YouTube channel about. So
apparently so.
Find what that is for you. That's what you need to be doing. How valuable are live streams when your primary goal is posting videos? I've seen that it boosts YouTube's recognition of your channel. It kind of depends on what they mean by your recognition. Live streams do show up in a different place, so maybe that's what they mean.
I think live streams tend to be they surface higher in search, and they may surface higher on home and suggested while they're live. But if you're thinking that live streaming is a shortcut to some end goal, then just like everything else on YouTube, it isn't. There should be an intent. For example, often when we do live streams, we actually lose subscribers. But if we're losing subscribers that aren't interested in live streams, then, oh, well, they're not our audience. The 275 people we're talking to right now are our audience, and that's who we're wanting to engage with. So that is our primary goal, to make sure that we're engaging with people just like you.
They're great community builders. They're really a great way for you.
I think they're great for building an existing community. I don't think they're really good for bringing in a new community. Well, at least in our experience, I think Emily D. Baker would probably argue that she's been able to do, bring in a community as well. But usually, generally speaking, live streams tend to be for your existing community. Sorry, Dan, to cut you off.
No, it's all right. If your goal is making videos, though, I think on YouTube that's great, but you enjoy doing the live streams as well. You make the videos, new people find your videos, they see your live, they come to your live stream, and they get better introduced to you. And this is how you create people who are better fans of you as a personality, right? Because now they have a chance to come into chat, ask you a question. They're getting live interactions with you. So live streams are great for community building. They can be seen by new people. I mean, we get plenty of new people that come to these live streams and our own live streams outside of this. So yes, they are discoverable in different spots on YouTube, but it's a tool that if used right, can work hand in hand. So you don't need to use it. It's there if you want it. And I think live streams and videos together are a powerful combination, especially in gaming. I have another one here. Yep. Yeah. I started my game review channel. How can I increase not only my views and subs, but also ways to keep them watching the content? I also upload 1 video per week. Does that help? So I would say kind of general questions here for game review channels. You need to be on the cutting edge. Like, the sooner you can get the game, the better. If you can get games early, get to that point. Get to where you're getting games early. You are competing with massive channels, IGN and GameSpot, and these channels. They get games, but well before anybody else does, because they are established media, companies. So it's a really tough spot. It's a really tough place to compete. So you need to be on the cutting edge. And if you're struggling to get people to keep watching your content, that is a matter of retention. And you need to go in and figure out, how can I improve this? Your reviews should be short. They should be no longer than they need to be. And for the case of a game review, that could be 2 minutes. It could be 10 minutes. It depends on how deep you're diving into it. But look at other review channels, follow the best practices, so on and so forth.
What is going to be the through line for this channel? Okay, you're doing game reviews. Cool, fine. There are 10,578 other game review channels. So how do you differentiate yourself from those other channels? And how do you do that differentiation better than anyone else, so it keeps people coming back? I was trying to think of a good example. The closest example I can think of, but it's not really game reviews. But Dan, were you there? We looked at a channel on a Tuesday Channel Audit live streams a couple of weeks ago that was focusing on the history of speed running through different games. So that was their through line. That was how they were able to jump from game to game, and have people still watch their content. So with game reviews, are you going to be picking out a certain thing in the reviews? Like, are you going to be really comedic about it? Or are you maybe picking out, like, is this worth upgrading to a PS5 for? Like, I'm just wondering what would be the angle there to make it a game review channel that I want to return to.
Yeah. How are you reviewing the games? And that's the thing too. If you're reviewing games that have nothing to do with each other, they're, like Rob said, they need to have something in common. But it might help to start with, I only review RPGs. You know what I mean? Like that's how you could start the journey. So there's a lot of different ways to take it. But yeah, you got to find the thing that makes each video stand out. What is that through line? So let's see. I'm kind of starting to look for some more questions here. Let's see.
Shreg. I think I tried to pronounce this person's name. Is that channel avatar Shrek's face on Mike Wazowski?
I think so.
It looks like it. It's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
I do shorts. What should I focus on? More consistency or quality? Both is the easy answer to that. What I can say about shorts is that if you create content that makes people watch more than once, whether it's because they need to clarify what they just saw or because they want to share it immediately with somebody else, that's what makes a shorts pop, I would say. But I've tried with shorts and I haven't had that much success myself. What do you reckon, Dan? I mean, you're creating short content, not necessarily shorts, but I think you're doing it fairly effectively.
So you gotta do both when it comes to this. So if the best quality you can provide only is doable through weekly content, then I would say weekly content is your answer. so that you can provide the best quality possible. I'm using some rough numbers here. I think with shorts, you could probably do more than one a week. You probably should, because yes, more shots at the target, especially with shorts, is never a bad thing. But if the quality is going to suffer to the point where the retention on the video is less than 80%, you got to take that into account. And I say 80% because we're talking about YouTube Shorts. Ideally, people are rewatching those. They're so good. So the retention on a short needs to be a lot higher than the traditional retention on a video. So my schedule it tends to be 2 to 3 videos a week because that's what I have time to do. If I could do more, I would do more. And I know the impact of that would only be positive based on how long I've been going and all the things I know about my channel. So I was doing daily. It was even with shorts was killing me a little bit. So once the channel was in a good place, I was happy to kind of walk it back, So I hope that helps. I was looking at this channel because this person's asking a pretty interesting question here. Since I have no common keyword/topic except funny animated stories between the videos, how do I get noticed with such competition? Each of my videos has a funny story from a different person. So the channel is called Sketch My Story, and I like the thumbnails. I like the titles. It's
bring
just
it up, Dan. Bring
yeah.
it up.
Oh, sorry. I thought I clicked that. I like the thumbnails. I like the titles, and so it's a storytelling channel where obviously they're animating over commentary. We might have seen this channel before because I'm noticing some videos have been clicked on. So kind of get an idea of what it looks like.
So I think there's a good start here. I mean, the channel from 10 videos is approaching 100 subscribers, and the view counts are pretty healthy for the size of a channel. That would suggest to me that the click-through rate is relatively high and the audience retention is relatively high.
Mm-hmm.
As you say, because there is no trend or keyword that you're currently attaching yourself to, it does mean that you're kind of building your audience slowly but surely. I guess what you could maybe try and do is, first of all, tie it into tentpole events such as Thanksgiving, Christmas. So theme it a little bit in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
What we often recommend is, could you tie this into a particular popular trending culture thing that's going on? Like I can see one there with Captain America and the shield there. So you have tried to tie it into Marvel in the past. So what do we have coming out soon? We've got Hawkeye, we've got Boba Fett on Star Wars and Disney Plus. So again, there might be opportunities there to just tie it into something that's culturally interesting that's going on right now, to maybe give yourself a little bit of a speed boost in terms of discoverability.
Yeah, it's got to be tied to something. Like tell a story or get someone who has a story about something that, like maybe somebody who went to a concert, a very popular artist, and something awesome happened or something bad happened, and they can tell that story. So now you're getting to use the name, like so I stage dived at an Ed Sheeran concert, and got arrested or whatever. Like, those popular names, those popular things that everyone's kind of like, oh, I know who that is and I know what that means.
I would also ask one more question as well in terms of the thumbnails and the titles. I think the thumbnails in isolation aren't bad, but if you look at the one in the top right-hand corner, how to get kicked out of Berlin on your honeymoon, I don't know from the thumbnail and the title alone, I don't know where the connection is there. And so I don't know if enough intrigue is being created just through the thumbnails themselves. So maybe think about better titling structure for the thumbnail. I know that means that the title might not necessarily relate as much to the content of a video, the whole story, but I'm not sure if I'm getting enough intrigue there. Story time stranded by sticky buns. Again, I'm not sure again how the thumbnail relates to the title. Dan, do you agree with me there?
Yes.
Or am I just,
you're absolutely
attacked by a stingray storyteller. You can see that in the thumbnail. You can see the stingray. You can see blood coming out of the leg and the swimming and there. That's fine. But then story time, I almost went to jail. All right, so that you can see the burglar and the police dog, yeah. But I think on just some of these, a little bit of disconnect between the thumbnail and the title.
Yeah. And it's I don't know what sticky buns means, like stranded by sticky buns. I mean, I guess you got stranded by a place called sticky buns. That's the thing. Like this might be very particular to a certain region. So I've never heard of this, but maybe you have if you live in a certain area. So it's just yeah, there is a bit of a disconnect. I think it would help to get this content thumbnail and title wise more welcoming to a wider audience, which I know is vague, but hopefully we've kind of given you enough to get some ideas going. All right, sorry. We haven't looked at updated questions here in a bit. Here we go.
Offbit Rakesh. I want to make a video essay type of videos, but not a lot of people in my niche are doing it. Is it an opportunity to make video essays or a signal to not make those kinds of videos? So then it's one of those interesting ones whereby because no one's doing it right now, you could be the pioneer and then the leader in this space. But at the same time, maybe nobody's doing it because people have tried in the past and failed miserably at it. I would say, this is a generalization, that I believe you can pretty much do any sort of video formats, whether it be comedy, entertainment, education, or in your case, video essay, on any topic, any niche. If you it's all about the execution. If you can do fantastic, amazing, must-watch video essays on your topic, then people will watch it rather than worrying about the topic. I think there are certainly topics which have more or less interest in them, but I think if a topic's popular and you know how to do the format, then it's at least worth testing. But of course, you're going to have to test this many times. You can't just make one video essay and then it doesn't do well, and then that's it. You're going to have to do like 3 or 4, maybe 5 to 10. I'm assuming with video essays, that's going to take a lot of research and a lot of time.
Yep. All right. Sorry, just looking here.
I'm always reticent when somebody asks, should I try this?
Yeah.
My instinctive response is, yeah, try it, test it. That's the only way you're going to find out. Your channel's not made of glass. If you do make a couple of videos that don't perform very well, that's not going to kill your channel. In a short term, YouTube may push less audience to the content because it thinks you're going in a different direction, but you can also retrieve and recover that.
It's kind of, this one has me thinking a little bit. I don't know if I have a good answer to this, but it's just interesting. When is a good time to post shorts versus non-shorts? Does it matter if you post shorts within 2 weeks and go back to non-shorts for the next 2 weeks? I'd say on that note, it wouldn't matter. Shorts appear in a different place completely on YouTube. But if it's taking away from your regularly uploaded content, then maybe. So what I would do if it were me, this is just off the top of my head, is I would have a consistent schedule of short and long, right? So I would do, let's say your video limit is 2 a week, then I would make that 1 short, if you have ideas for shorts anyway, and then 1 long, right? And don't go too far in one direction or the other, because obviously you have audiences for both, right? So you don't want to deprive one audience in favor of another style of content. Does that make sense? Rob, I don't know if you have any thoughts.
I don't know. I was kind of thinking of my answer in my head while you were giving your answer.
I think it's a decision that you have to make. You have to make a decision about your video upload schedule. I used to do shorts. Now I don't. And sometimes I wonder if I'm leaving views on the table in that there is another section of YouTube that if I make a short, it could go. However, the way I'm doing my content is the videos I'm making, most of them, because they're under a minute, could be wide or from widescreen to narrow to portrait, and it's possible. It's very possible I could do that. The problem is, where is it going to do better, right? So that's my personal issue with this, and I just decided no more shorts. That was the decision I had to make. But I very well could be missing an opportunity to reach even more people.
Yeah, some channels have successfully merged shorts and long form content into one channel. I'm seeing Colin and Samir who were doing that recently. I think they did like a video on Mr. Beast, and that went viral, you know, like a long form interview with him. And then they did a short on Squid Game, which also went viral.
Yeah.
But they're obviously very good at what they do. If you are concerned about the two formats impacting each other, then I would maybe suggest just experimenting with shorts on its own separate channel, just to get an understanding of if anybody's watching the content at all, and how you can do what's your posting consistency, what's your posting schedule. I feel as if once an audience has got used to you posting shorts every so often, I wouldn't necessarily post like long form content for 2 weeks and then post short form content for 2 weeks. It feels as if there may be too much of a disconnect and a gap between the two styles of content. I think people will just get used to, oh, that's a short, I don't want to watch that. But the next long form video, I know that's coming in a couple of days, so I'll just watch that. Whereas, hang on, I was watching long form content, and now for the last 3 weeks, has been doing shorts. When am I going to see my next video that I want to watch, and vice versa? But it's still, we're still all a little unclear and unsure on how shorts fit into channels now. Given that I think thumbnails have been, YouTube is actively trying to destroy thumbnails on any shorts content whatsoever. Mm-hmm. That's another video I'm thinking of doing about thumbnails and shorts.
So we have a bit of a, this is going to be, I'm afraid, bad news for this particular creator, but I'm going to pull up the question and talk about it. How do you grow fast on YouTube? I have 88 subscribers. And I guess this person's probably speaking from experience, if you don't have good phones, cameras, or microphones to upload videos with. So my quick answer to this would be do the best you can for as long as you need to. But YouTube is an investment, whether it's time and or hardware that you need to make content. So eventually you will need to buy a better phone if you're using that as your camera, or invest in a microphone, maybe a better computer, whatever it is you're doing that's going to enable you to make better content, because the quality is a thing you need to consider. So how to grow fast and then how to make content with these things, it's kind of two separate things. Growing fast is a totally different thing, but I do think that poor quality could hinder your growth, certainly. So it's going to come down to you deciding when is the right time to purchase these upgrades for my channel.
Not having a good phone, not having a good microphone does not stop you from becoming a better storyteller, a better video editor, a better on-screen personality. These are all things that you might call personal development that you can invest in yourself at any time. And if you are on YouTube, then you have basically all of the learning materials that you would need to do that. So I don't want to say don't use this as an excuse. Yes, obviously, having better equipment will in many ways make your content better. But if you never know how to use any of this equipment, then it's still not necessarily going to make you a better content creator. Generally speaking, at least in my experience, when I get to a point where something can do 90 to 95% of the things I need it to do, I'm happy. But then when something can only do 65 to 50% of the things I need it to do because I've learned so much more and I want to do these extra things, then I would start to look at upgrading. And my guess is, where you are in your YouTube journey, you're probably not at that ceiling of talent yet, which would, you're not at that ceiling of your technology whereby the talent that you have is being hindered by your technology. And my guess is you're probably not at that point yet.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of channels that started with, subpar equipment. Yeah. Look at Mr. Beast's first videos and where he started to take off too. Like things can improve over time. What I would heavily remind people of is like, don't not make videos because you think, oh, they're going to look or sound bad, because for the most part, all of our videos looked and sounded worse than they do today, because, you get better and better as time goes on. So make content. If you have tools to make content, doesn't matter if they're not great, that will come later. You, at the very least, practice. If they're truly that bad, at least you're getting the practice out of the way.
As an example, while it may be true that your microphone is absolutely terrible, there are always ways to fix a microphone, however good or bad it is. For example, I now sound absolutely terrible because I'm miles away from my microphone. But now I sound a lot better. And with whatever microphone you have, just by making sure that your voice is as close as possible to that microphone and somehow just keeping it out of frame, that's like something that you can learn from a skill set, not from a technology point of view.
Yeah. Sorry, saw a question I thought about picking and I decided not to. So now I'm looking.
It's a shame.
Maybe if you see it, you could pick it. I think we've already kind of covered it, so that's all. There's a lot of questions about what should I do, like just in general, like here's my situation. What do you think I should do? And it's hard to answer those because we don't want to say one way or another what's right or what's wrong. You know your space better than we do. What you should do is the research. You should figure out, one, if you enjoy doing it, that to you, that might mean it's worth doing. But then two, are people out there making content? Is there an audience for it? So a lot of these questions, it does come down to, it boils down to research. You got to do your own research. There's some questions like, why don't I get views and subscribers? Like, we have a lot of videos on that on the channel.
We do.
So that's too broad as well. So that is why some of these questions are getting skipped. Okay, this is kind of interesting. I have a vlog channel. I find it extremely difficult to get certain friends to join me in promotion and filming in general. Any good ways to find other people with a passion? So promotion is throwing me a little bit. I wouldn't get my friends to promote my content. That's not really a thing. YouTube has the tools to do that. But if you need help filming and things like that, but you're kind of alone on your creator journey, it's time to get creative. There's a lot of vlog channels that operate solo. They get certain tools. You could use like selfie sticks, things like that. There's certain ways they decided to film because there's no one else to kind of help them. The one thing I did when I started as a creator, I was gaming, and I had a lot of fun ideas, but they all required other people. And so I would find other people, which took forever. And then what happened was, since everyone was working for free, no one was able to commit time. So my content then hinged on the backs of other people and their time. And nothing slows you down more than having to rely on other people. Not a knock on your friends or anything. It's just everyone has their own stuff going on. So you really want to find a way to do this on your own. If you want an interesting story here, look up like Matt and Trey, the creators of South Park. When they started the show, they started it by themselves. They did everything. And the way the show was built, they said it in an interview before, like probably more than once, if everyone were to just quit, they'd be able to continue doing the show because it was built a certain way where they could do it all by themselves. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like one way to think about it. Like the most reliable person on your content team is you.
Get new friends. No, let me expand on that. I think what it's likely is here is that your existing friends, because this is kind of similar to when you ask friends and family to subscribe to your YouTube channel. They're your friends and family because they know you and they know you very well. But this certain aspect of your personality, your passion, your YouTube content, it might not be something that they're that invested in. So in terms of finding people to collaborate with, I think it is a case of actually going out there and finding like-minded people and individuals who are either really interested in your passion and topic, or they're interested in content creation as well. Now, as Dan said, I think this is probably very hard to do in the physical world, but maybe you might want to spend an afternoon just researching, be it on Facebook groups, Reddit, or Craigslist, somewhere where you can do some localized searches and find if there are people who are interested in being involved in video projects. But I haven't necessarily done that myself, so I can't really give you further help than that, unfortunately. But yeah, I think getting buy-in from existing people can sometimes be a little bit difficult. They'll help you when it's very easy to do, clicking that red button, but how much further are they going to support you? I don't know. I think that is the important thing, because I think on YouTube, it's very important to get into a mindset as early as possible of this is hard. And nobody said YouTube was easy. You're going to have to earn a lot of things on YouTube through your own hard work and dedication. So it may be easy to get those first few subscribers and have 10 friends and family who are subscribed to your channel. But the first time you get an absolute stranger to invest in you and your content, that feels so sweet. And maybe you need to do that with the actual creating of your content as well.
This person's question is, what is vidIQ? I've seen many YouTubers use it, but I don't know what it actually does. Haha, it's 100% free.
Oh.
So you've come to the right place. We do know a lot about vidIQ, turns out. So we're not just a YouTube channel. We are also a suite of YouTube tools. You install an extension in your Chrome or Firefox browser, and it kind of changes the way YouTube looks and feels. And a lot of it boils down to research tools. That's what we specialize in. So earlier today, this very live stream we're watching right now, when we're done, when this concludes here in a few minutes, go back and watch the first half hour, and you'll be able to double speed it if you want, because it'll be over. Go back and watch the first half hour, because we actually covered our app. So we have tools that are built into YouTube, but we also have a web app that has similar tools, but presented in a different way, expanded on. So check all that out. If you're interested, there is a link down below. You can get the full suite of tools, 30 days for free. Or you can just try the tool itself for free. That does a lot without having to pay a dime. So what do you think? Anything you want to add to that? Nope.
Just check out many videos on the channel and download the extension. It is free to use. It's not 100% free, but you can use a hell of a lot of it without paying a single dime.
Yep.
Or nickel, or yen, or punt, or cent, or pfennig. I don't think pfennig exists anymore. That's the German currency, isn't it?
I have no idea.
All right. I'm going to take this. Let's take this one as the final question. Save Nations. Does average view duration get psychological, impacted by the number of views a video has? I mean, viewers are just more likely to click off a video with 40 views than 400,000 views. So I think this is like a question of the credibility of a creator and their content, in the same way as, should I hide my subscriber counts because I'm worried that people won't watch my content if they see I have 14 subscribers? I would say, from a very personal experience, I don't think I've ever been influenced by the view counts once I'm watching a video. Like, once I'm into it, I don't care whether it's got 100 views or 1 million views. I'm going to judge it on whether or not I'm still interested in it 2 minutes down the road. I guess what I will say, subconsciously, maybe I have been impacted by the number of views a video has, especially when I'm doing a search and maybe I see one video has a lot more views than the other. I'm thinking, maybe that has more credibility because more people have watched it. But I don't think I've ever applied that to average view duration.
I think, especially when I was younger, maybe it's less now. I think I do have, when I look at a view count on a video, sometimes that does determine if I'm going to click on it or not.
I think clicking on it. But what about when you're in the video, Dan?
When I'm in the video, it doesn't take long for me to know if I'm in the right place. I think,
regardless of view count.
Yes. If I'm looking at a video with 100 views, right, but I'm on a very popular subject, and just this creator's video popped up, part of me thinks, oh, they must be doing something right because they popped up. You know what I mean? Like, so I'll click on it. Well, it is fair to say too, lately, because the thumbnail and the title take up so much space, I don't even see the view count right off. If it's a good title and thumbnail, I'll click. So I shouldn't really bring view count into it. Sometimes it's like, especially on mobile, I don't even see it. Anyway, when the intro is getting too long, I'm already gone. You know, I've been begging people to stop using animated intros as the first thing people see in a video, because I haven't been introduced to you. I don't know what you're about. And yesterday we saw one, there was this like animated crossbow, and it was cool looking.
I was going to bring that up,
but it had nothing to do with the video at all. Like, it was a video about the videos they were making were about industrial sewing machines and how to fix them. Yeah. But the intro was this really cool looking flaming crossbow, and it was shooting this arrow, and it didn't take that long. But man, when you're trying to fix an industrial sewing machine, you are instantly confused about what you just clicked on, and you're probably not sticking around for the 5 seconds it lasts to figure out if you're in the right place. You're already looking for another. I need to repair this. The thread everywhere. I got customers lined up at the door. I got it. No flaming crossbows. Just so respect your viewers, respect their time, because it takes, especially with the dawn of shorts. Think about why we have TikTok and shorts. People's attention spans are that short. I mean, it's so easy to swipe off of a TikTok video or a YouTube short, and you got to really respect people's time, no matter what the medium, and hook them right away. Like, you were in the right place. I'm going to tell you why you're in the right place. I'm not going to, no nonsense here. Like, this is what we're doing today. Jump right into it. That's how I know I'm in the wrong place, when people don't do that.
Just imagine this. So we're now in a world where dislikes are not a thing. Imagine if YouTube decided to experiment with, you know what? We're going to remove public view counts. So you have no idea how many views.
Please don't do that.
I mean,
I know. What would it hurt really?
Hey,
but I want it.
Instagram doesn't have a impressions count.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook doesn't have a times post read count. I could see a future where YouTube may experiment with that and say, we're just going to remove views, because, again, from a viewer's perspective, why do they need to see how many views a video's got? From a creator's perspective, obviously, yes, that's absolutely crucial. Mm-hmm. But if you can apply the discounts logic, then I think there's a logical reason to apply the view logic. Why does anybody need to know that this video's had X million views?
As a creator who uses that for research purposes, I'd be very upset. True. I think that would be a move that would really impact creators. Dislikes? No, I don't think that. But views, you get rid of views, I think you've done a favor to viewers, because it's not really super relevant. But creators, that would be a hit, I think.
I'm just a messenger, Dan.
I know. Asking a question. You just post a hypothetical. I just, I can see from a viewer's perspective how views, like, what does it really matter how many views this video has? Is it helpful or not?
Anyway,
I
just got a reminder that I need to put the spaghetti bolognese in the fridge because we've left it out to defrost. So I think this might be time to call it a session.
That's what I was waiting for. This could have gone on all day, but thank goodness that you were thawing something. Thank you for watching.
Let's see if I can show you this. I'm not joking. Look. Spag bol. Yeah, it's literally there, because my wife will kill me if I don't do that.
That's funny. Thank you for watching. We'll be back on Tuesday with channel audits, but we got videos coming out as well. Rob has one, I think you said later today, right?
We'll see. Yeah, a couple of. I mean, I was a little insider stuff. I'm trying to work on that collaboration video that I was going to do today, Dan, and now that's been pushed back because of this.
Well, that's the life of the YouTubers.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we'll be back. Thank you for being here. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for your questions. We'll see you next time. Catch you later.
Thank you for 1 million subs.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I forgot to even mention that. I feel bad now. But yeah, 1 million subscribers. Thank you. Some of you are here right now.